name is Allison, and I am an Info Services Librarian at the Arlington Heights Memorial Library. I am joined by two of my colleagues. They are known as AHML Barb and Megan AHML. So they're going to help me moderate the chat and some of the other features that are going to be going on tonight. I do want to make you all aware, this is really critical. I am recording right now. So this program will be recorded. It is being recorded right now. It may be shared on our social media channels at a later date. Only the presenter will be recorded. So don't worry, your faces, your likenesses, those will not appear in the recording. But please keep in mind, our presenter tonight, Bruce, will intermittently be asking folks if they have any questions. So if you raise your hand and I unmute you, just keep in mind that because we are recording, that means your voice will be recorded. If you feel more comfortable asking your question in chat and not having your voice recorded, please feel free to go ahead and ask your question in chat. Really quickly, I'm going to tell you how you can change your name. If you click on the participants field and you find your own name in the list of participants, you should be able to hover over your name and click more rename. So if you are more comfortable going by an alias tonight, or if you want to go by your first name or perhaps just a first initial, feel free to change your name to whatever makes you feel most comfortable. I also want to make you aware we have so much great virtual programming happening at the library. One in particular next week is Wills and Trusts. This is on Thursday, May 28th at 7. So I just wanted to highlight that in case anyone tonight was interested in that program. Just a reminder, Bruce Bixler, tonight's illustrious presenter, is going to be pausing throughout the presentation to address any questions you have. So you can feel free to raise your hand and we will unmute you and you can ask your question, or again, you can chat that in the chat box. So please, if you don't mind, save your questions until those points in time. And again, your final reminder for tonight, this is being recorded, so please keep that in mind. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen and I'm going to hand this off to Bruce Bixler. Thank you.
Thank you, Allison. Am I set and ready to go for sharing? Yes, great. I'm Bruce Bixler. I'm a LinkedIn expert. I've been doing LinkedIn for 11 years. 11 years ago, I lost my job, like many of you have on the presentation tonight. My job was eliminated in 2009, along with 7,000 other people in one day. So I know what it's like to be without a job and trying to decipher how to use LinkedIn. And I started as a novice. I had no clue what LinkedIn was. You have to remember, this is back in 2009. At the time, there were only 41 million people on LinkedIn. So my competition back then was a lot less than the 678 million that they have today. So I'm going to get in and start the presentation right away. And I'm going to see if I can share the profile and the presentation. And it's for visibility virtually, both on LinkedIn desktop and LinkedIn mobile. And I'm going to start out with the mobile LinkedIn, because 60% of LinkedIn users use or access LinkedIn on the mobile phone. 69% of people spend their time accessing digital media. I was surprised at some of the statistics. The average user spends 5 hours a day on their smartphone. Facebook, that surprised me. 95% of people, Facebook users, access the platform through their mobile device. 85% Twitter users, and only 60% of LinkedIn. But I think that's going to increase over time, is the amount of people on LinkedIn on using the mobile phone. So I'm going to start out with the different sections of the mobile phone. The first section is the home page, and this is where you get your LinkedIn feed and information. This is the news. The second tab is your network, and these are the people that have sent you invitations on LinkedIn. LinkedIn also gives you an opportunity to show people that you may know at companies you work for, and it will allow you to connect with those people as well. The third section on the LinkedIn homepage is the post section. And when you click on that, it will bring you to a share a post page. Now it gives you opportunity to put in your verbiage here, what you want to talk about, but it also allows you to add a photo, take a video, celebrate, add a document, share that you're hiring if you're a company. And these are two new things that I found at the bottom. Find an expert, which I just became an expert last week on LinkedIn, and creating a poll. And I'll discuss the poll section a little bit later in the presentation. That'll be, I think it's going to be for the mobile version. The fourth section on the homepage on LinkedIn, or not on the homepage, on your LinkedIn on the mobile, is notifications. Now these are notifications that you get for someone starting a job, someone having a post if you want to share it. Someone actually has the new view stories in LinkedIn editors. It'll also show you the people that viewed your profile, and it'll give you the opportunity to wish others happy birthday or congratulations for working 7 years for a new company or for starting a new position. And the last thing on the mobile is the jobs. And this will bring you to the screen where you can manage your job alerts. It can manage your job searches. And I just recently picked up a premium account on LinkedIn in this Sales Navigator account, which is extensive, more so than the LinkedIn job search. And I'll just see if I can, actually, I'm going to tell you more about that now. The LinkedIn Job Seeker Premium, with a free account, you can search approximately 80 searches a month. Now this is approximate. It could be 60, could be 85. With the LinkedIn Job Seeker Premium, that will probably double your searches in a month before you hit the commercial use limit. And then that, after say like 150 searches on the premium, LinkedIn will block you from doing any more searches until the next calendar month. Now, the reason I selected, now what I did is they give you a free month to check out the different premium accounts. I checked out Navigator Premium free for a month. The difference between Job Seeker Premium and Navigator Premium, if you get the free month either way, with the Sales Navigator, you can search, you can do 1,000 searches a day if you want. Again, you can see the 90 people, the last 90 people that have looked at your profile, but it'll also give you an opportunity to have a tab for leads, have a tab for specific accounts that you're trying to get into, in other words, companies. And it's, the search filters are a lot more robust. They probably have 20 extra filters on the Navigator Premium account as opposed to the Job Seeker account. So I'm just suggesting, if you're going to try LinkedIn for free for 30 days, go with the Navigator. You have unlimited searches, you have unlimited views, and you can save leads, and then eventually you can probably export those leads if you want to. One of the things that I tell all people on LinkedIn, whether it's a new person or an experienced person or someone that uses it intermittently, is to make sure that you have your email address at the very beginning of your About section on your profile. And now, why do I tell you that? Because if you are not connected to someone on LinkedIn, you don't have access to their email address. Even if it's the recruiter tool, they don't have access to your LinkedIn address. The only people that do are your first degree connections. What you can do though on the desktop is you can go to your contact information and add your email address in there for people to view. It could be your first degree connections. It could be first or second degree connections. It could be anyone on LinkedIn. And if you're in job search or you're in business or you're in sales, you want to make sure everybody on LinkedIn can access your email address. And I suggest you get a Gmail account. It's free. You can get an extra one and use it just for job search. So the only time you're going to get emails is from LinkedIn if it's associated with your LinkedIn account. So that's the best way to have that. Now, do not put your email address and your phone number in the About section, because LinkedIn has two-step verification. If you give the scammers and spammers both your email address and your phone number, they have access to your two-step verification. They can come in and hack your account like they did mine. My account was hacked several years ago and they deleted it. So I had to ask LinkedIn for permission to get back on LinkedIn. One of my connections said, hey, I can't find your profile on LinkedIn. So I went in and it wasn't there. So I had to go to LinkedIn customer service and say, hey, I want my profile back in the interim because they deleted it. I lost my my picture, my banner. I lost my personal URL. I lost my my recommendations, and all my endorsements and my groups. So I had to go back into groups and ask for them to admit me back into the group, and 4 or 5 of them wouldn't let me in after I'd been in with the group 7 years. And because they said I didn't qualify, but the previous 7 years I had qualified. So make sure you only put your email address on your phone. On your About section, it'll show up on your phone and your desktop as well. Now I found out a couple more things today, or actually I think they've been here about a week. They have devices that remember your password, and I'm not sure if these are password savers like FastPass or LastPass. It's been so new, I haven't had time to delve into that to find out what devices they're talking about. The other new feature they have on the settings is app lock. Now, this requires a fingerprint verification to unlock your LinkedIn app. And on my smartphone, I do have to use my fingerprint in order to even get into my smartphone. So here is the information on how to tap into that app lock and how to set it up for your phone. This is only for the mobile app, not on the desktop. So this will be on here. So when you get the PowerPoint presentation, I'll be glad to send that out to you, and that way you'll have this information. 2 other things that are not new, but only on the mobile app, are syncing contacts and syncing calendar. This is a double-edged sword. I was going to sync both of these on my phone until I realized on my phone I have 11,000 email addresses. I don't know how I collected that over 4 years. And to sync my Google Calendar or Outlook calendar. And a lot of times if you do that, it's going to discombobulate LinkedIn, and it's going to send out requests for people to your connections to join me or connect with me on LinkedIn. And I have 6,500 connections on LinkedIn now, but 11,000, that's way too many. So I would be careful if you go to sync your contacts and your calendar on LinkedIn. And what this allows you to do though, is if you have a contact on LinkedIn and you have a meeting and you've set it up in your Google Calendar or your Outlook calendar, and you sync both the contact and the calendar, 15 minutes before your meeting, it will bring up your LinkedIn contacts profile. And that way you can go over his profile or her profile and find out, what you want to talk about, where they went to school, what different companies they've worked for, and their education. So be wary of using the contacts and the calendar to sync your information. Now, I put this in for a break, but I wanted to let you know I put my email address on here and my LinkedIn profile address on here. If you want the PowerPoint, I'll be glad to send it to you. I'm going to leave this up so you can copy down my information. I'm going to also be offering you probably 4 or 5 or maybe 6 other attachments that I'll send out. I don't want to bother the library because they aren't there. They're virtually working. So it's on me. If you want any information, profile, PowerPoint, or attachments, this is my contact information. This will also give you now, Allison, if they want to have any questions or any questions have come up.
Great, thanks, Bruce. We did actually have a few questions come up through chat, so let's start there.
Okay.
It looks like our first question is, I have my phone number in my contact information. Is that a problem? I want it easier for recruiters to contact me.
If your phone number is in your contact information, the only way the recruiter will see the phone number is if you are a connection of the recruiter. LinkedIn only allows you to make visible to everyone is your email address. They don't want you getting spam phone calls or phishing, phone calls. So the only people that are going to see your phone number are your first degree connections, and that's it. If you want to put your phone number someplace else on your profile, I wouldn't put them together. I'd put them in another place, another position. But that's going to be entirely up to you.
Okay, great. Thanks, Bruce. Next question. Is this a good platform for artists to show their work and promote commission orders?
Yes. And the only reason I say that, and I know it for a fact, my daughter is a senior at U of I. She is an art major. She does painting and graphic design, and she gets people inquiring about painting. I wish I could show you some of her drawings. It's unreal. She will take someone's photograph, and on black paper, she'll take colored pencil and draw it in. And if anybody wants it, probably not. I was going to send you her thing of Taylor Swift, and I mean, it looks like Taylor Swift. But that's her information. I'm not going to share that unless she wants me to. But yes, I have several other people that are artists. They use it to showcase their portfolio. They can use it in different parts of their profile. They can use it in the summary section. They can use it in the experience section. And if they have some of their profile that's from college, they can put it in the education section as well.
Okay, great. And then we have a participant who is asking if you would repeat the about section. I think they have a question specific to whether or not they should use the same email as the LinkedIn account or a separate email.
No, the email account that you use should be, how can I word it? You should get an email account and use it just for LinkedIn. That way you know where this information is coming from in your job search. You can have 2 different email addresses associated with your LinkedIn profile. They'll both go to the profile. It's just one is the primary, maybe the Gmail, and then maybe you have a personal one, which could be a secondary email. Both of those will go to your LinkedIn account. And they may even, each one will go to a different, one may go to Google, one may go to Outlook, depending on how you have these emails set up. But on LinkedIn, put your Gmail or LinkedIn account, email address and phone number, and then also put your email address in your About section, the same one that you have for LinkedIn.
Okay, and then it looks like the last question that came through chat, if your email is listed in the contact section, do we need it in the About section as well?
Yes. And I just showed you, let me see if I can go back. If I can, on your, can you still see my page?
Yes, we can see your PowerPoint.
Okay, where is it? Okay, this is the reason you want it on your About section. Like I said, the only people that can contact you are your first degree connections. Now, 60% of those, let's say 60% of them are recruiters. At one time, they were on the train going to work, looking at their phone, and the only way they're going to see it is if you put the About section on the first line of your profile, of your About section. That's going to show up as soon as they log on to your profile on LinkedIn on the phone. If you put it somewhere else on the LinkedIn profile, even if it's the fourth line down, they're not going to readily see your contact or Gmail address. So that's why I tell people, you want to smack them in the face with it. Here is my contact information. This is how you can reach out to me. Make it readily available and readily visible. Okay. Okay, section 2. Okay, here's some different sections of settings on your mobile phone. One of these is profile viewing options. I have people ask me this all the time. How should I set up my profile viewing option? Well, you have 3 of them. As soon as you click on them, you have 3 options. It will show your name and your headline, which is preferable. You have a private profile characteristics, and mine is social media specialist in Greater Chicago. And the third one is private mode, which is anonymous. Now, there are trade-offs with a free account. With a free account, if you take and select the private mode and make it anonymous, you will not see the people that looked at your LinkedIn profile. It will automatically disconnect that visibility. But if you have it up here, your name and headline, you'll be able to see in a free account the last 5 people that viewed your profile. If you use the private profile or the anonymous profile, you will lose out on the visibility of people that looked at your profile. So those are your 3 options. The best one, if you're doing research, I would go with anonymous. Don't spend a lot of time on someone's profile or a company's profile, but more than 10 or 15 minutes, then go back to your name and headline, and you shouldn't lose the visibility of those people that looked at your profile. And then once you're back there, say an hour before an interview, make sure your name and headline are visible. Go look at their profile so that they know that you're interested in their company and their profile. This is brand new, and it's not available to everyone yet. I don't have it yet, but it's going to be rolled out to everyone. It's called Story Viewing Options, and it is the same as the profile viewing options. The only thing is they're currently testing this, and it's only being tested in Brazil, so in the Netherlands. So we won't get this probably for 90 days to see how it's worked out. I know Twitter and Instagram and Facebook have stories, so LinkedIn has picked up on the stories, and they're going to incorporate that into LinkedIn. I don't know how well a feature is going to work out on a business social site as opposed to a personal social site, so we'll find out. The other thing is on the settings, the next one below that is manage your active status. And you have several choices for managing your active status. And what they are is Daniel Galvin here, and Nat Bennett have a green circle with a white dot in the middle of them. Now that means those two people are on their mobile phone. Lauren Anderson, the one below that, is a solid green dot. That means she is on her desktop. So if you're working with a recruiter and you notice that they have this, well, this guy doesn't have the green dot, so you wouldn't want to message him then. If this person has a green dot with a white circle, or this one with the solid circle, say, hey, Lauren, I noticed you're on your desktop. Do you have time to talk about the job opening at your company? And I can tell you what, I did that with someone and it freaked out the recruiter because they didn't know how I knew they were on their desktop. And this is what this shows you. And you want to have this active. You don't have to be connected to these people. You don't have to, be first degree or second degree here. It doesn't make any difference. It'll show you whether they're active or not. Okay. The next setting. Now, I just found out today there are 76 privacy and security settings on LinkedIn. Used to be 66. In the last 2 weeks, they've added 10 new settings. And believe me, I don't have time to go through all of them. I'm just highlighting some of the ones that you want to make sure that you're checked. And one of them is the profile visibility off of LinkedIn. Now, what do they mean by off of LinkedIn? Well, that's Bing and Yahoo and Dice, other websites where people can search for you. And if you're in IT, you want to make sure Dice is one of the websites that has your profile. You want to make it visible to everyone. So change that to yes, have your profile visibility off of LinkedIn. The other thing is, now, most of these settings I'm showing you are, the next one in particular, is only for the mobile phone. There are 8 more settings for the mobile phone than there are for the desktop, because there's actually probably more functionality now on the phone than there is on the desktop. So using public data to improve your profile. And what that means is LinkedIn will go out into the Google sphere and search for your name. And if they find an article or something that you posted maybe 2 years ago and completely forgot about, and they will come back to you and say, hey, we found this on a certain website. Is this you? And would you like this added to your LinkedIn profile? And you can either have options say yes or no. So that's using your data to improve your profile. And they'll go out and search it for you. Okay, now privacy settings for letting recruiters know you're open to opportunities. You want to share that you're open and in recruiter searches. And one of the things they'll show the people is open to job opportunities. I can't go into the details here because this is a PowerPoint page, but it'll offer you the opportunity to look for a position. It'll give you the positions you want to work for, maybe the companies, your travel. How far do you want to travel? Do you want to travel 10 miles? Do you want to commute 40 miles? Do you want to commute an hour? It'll give you that information. It'll give you the different information about the companies, your education. It gives you a whole myriad of opportunity to details for a job opportunity. So make sure that you are clicked on that, open to job opportunities for recruiters. The other one is signal your interest to recruiters at companies you have created job alerts for. So if you're looking for a job at Baxter or Medline or AbbVie, you can sign up. You want to follow companies, and you want to follow recruiters at those companies, but you have to create job alerts for those companies. So when they have a new job alert come up, they will send you the email. And I've had this happen where I've sent up job alerts for different companies, and I did get an email for a couple of them, and they wanted to know if I wanted to apply, and I did, and it gave me the recruiter information, so I could, when I did a cover letter, I could send the cover letter to the recruiter so they knew which job I was applying for. And on companies, you can follow, I believe, 1,000 companies if you want. I don't know how many you want to follow, but I strongly suggest you follow companies. And the reason is, if you follow a company and the recruiter at the company has the LinkedIn recruiter tool, they will be able to see whether or not you're following the company, whether or not you have contacts at that company, or whether or not you've applied for positions at that company. If you want, I can send you a list of information about, actually I can send you a video of how recruiters use LinkedIn to find you. And I'm going to show part of the video. Now, I'm not going to show the video on here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you different sections of the video. I took a screen capture of how they actually search for you using the LinkedIn recruiter tool. So you have a myriad of different jobs, posts, companies, groups, and schools that you can sort through. But companies is one of the ones where you probably should have, I would say, 50 target companies. And at each target company, you should have at least 3 connections, minimum. Someone that you're going to work with, someone that you're going to report to, and maybe someone at the VP or the C-suite level, so that if you can't get a hold of one of the 3 people, maybe the other 2 have access to what you want to get to. You can send them your resume, and I have done that with companies. Some companies will spend, there's a headhunter fee. If you send someone a LinkedIn profile or a resume to this person, they will put it on the hiring manager's desk. If you're hired, they'll get a bonus. I've heard anywhere from $1,500 to $2,500, depending on the company. This is another setting on LinkedIn. I'm just going to cover this briefly. It's called ads. And on ads, the only thing you want to do is leave it on yes. And here is why. Because if you turn the setting off, you'll see the same number of ads, but they'll be less relevant. Changes will take 24 hours, and you may continue to see the ads, but they won't be targeted to your criteria. So even if you opt out of the ads, you're still going to get ads, but not pertinent to you. So make sure all those say yes. And I went through and I had to laugh, because if I'm going to get ads, I may as well have ads that are, you know, something I can relate to. Groups on LinkedIn, you should have, they allow you to connect to 100 groups. I suggest between 95 and 100. I am at myself right now 99. And the reason I leave some available is for a specific reason. It's how I connected to a VP of HR at Baxter. He was in a group. I looked at his profile. He was in a specific group on LinkedIn. I wasn't in the group. So what I did, I joined that group. Now, with groups, you are allowed to message people directly through the group. And this is something I unfortunately didn't put on this presentation or PowerPoint, but groups, you can message people as many times as you want. It used to be you could only send 20 messages a month. Actually, it used to be 15. Then they changed it to 20. Now it's unlimited messaging since the COVID-19 affair. So what they did is they changed it to unlimited messaging. And with that, I messaged him through the group, asked him if I could connect to him, and he said yes. So make sure that you leave a couple groups open so that you can add groups for people that you're looking at and you're not in the group with them. Connection invitations. This is the connection tab on your profile, on your phone. And it says people you may know. Well, I looked at Bonnie's and I thought it would be a good person to connect to because since she's an executive recruiter. So what you have to make sure you do is click on either the photo or her name. Do not, and I repeat, do not hit connect. That will send the generic connection request, which about 50% of the people do not accept. I don't accept generic connection requests. It has to be personalized. So how do you personalize a connection request on the phone? If you click on their image or their name, this is what will pop up. And there is a drop-down arrow that will give you options on what to do in contacting Bonnie. And one of the options is the option to personalize the invitation. So that's what you do. You personalize the invitation, tell them that you're in job search. Don't tell them you're looking for a job. Tell them you're in job search, exploring all opportunities, and would like to connect with you on LinkedIn. And here's probably one of the most important lines I can give you on LinkedIn. Ask them or tell them, let me know how I can help you. You always put them first, especially if you want to personalize the invitation. So make sure you personalize it and add that phrase, how can I help you on LinkedIn? One of the other features on LinkedIn mobile is you can wish people happy birthday. Now I did this with George and I did it actually this morning. And I'm also able to send him a GIF, and I'll show it to you in a minute, and record your voice. So I clicked on the microphone and I recorded the message, and then I sent the message. Actually, these two are backwards. You hold the microphone to record, then you take your hand off it and it says send. Send it to him. And this is how it looks like on the LinkedIn profile. It is this blue line. It's only 9 seconds. I just said, happy birthday, George. Hope you have a good one. And that's it. So you are able to now use voice recording as well as GIFs, as well as verbiage. And if you really want to stand out, use all three. You don't have to, but you can. Here's the GIF I found. I thought it was perfect for this situation. Happy birthday, a 6-pack or 12-pack of toilet paper, some candles, and a face mask, and he couldn't blow out the candles. I thought it was great. I've got a great response for a bunch of people on that one. Another thing on LinkedIn mobile is if people are on the messaging right now, the bottom right corner here, you'll see her image. That means she's on messaging. And what I did today, and the first one was on the mobile phone. This one was on the desktop. So either way, you're going to get the messaging and messaging image where the person is in the lower right-hand corner if they are on LinkedIn at that time and on the message board. So I sent one to John earlier today, and he was asking about the meeting link for the Zoom. And I saw he was on here, but it also, these three dots showed up with his image. And I could tell he was literally typing the message in response to what I had sent him. So it was kind of unusual that I could see it, and I was able to capture it at the time he was sending the message. So that's new. That's happened just within the last, what's today? Monday, last couple days. Okay, time for a break. Again, I'm going to send you a link on for groups if you want. The 10 largest LinkedIn groups on LinkedIn and the 10 largest HR groups on LinkedIn. So you'll have access to recruiters. So you'll have access to a large number of people to expand your network.
Awesome, thanks, Bruce. We did have a couple of questions coming in through chat. The first one is, do you need to be on your mobile phone to set the mobile settings, or can you set them while you're on your desktop?
You have to be on your mobile phone because there's 6 or 8 of them are only accessible on the phone. The syncing your contacts, the syncing your calendar, the messaging, the phone messaging, and I think there were a couple others. I haven't mentioned them all because we don't have time to message them all.
Okay. And how do you see group quantity you have currently? I think maybe they're asking, how do you see the number of groups that you belong to?
Okay, hang on just a second. Let's see if I can share my LinkedIn profile. Okay, do you see the profile now?
We do.
Okay, in the upper right-hand corner, there are 9 squares. This is your work area. If you click on that, there'll be a drop down for groups. You click on the groups, and it will show you all of your groups. I know there's somewhere on here that I went to join a group. It says I have one group. I had one opening. Let me see if I have the groups. Okay. I know I'm at 99. I just have to go through they keep changing so much on me. I don't know where they moved it to, but I know I have 99 groups on LinkedIn. 100 is their limit. Now, one of the things on groups is the settings. Make sure you go into settings. You have 3 opportunities for messaging. If you're in 100 groups and you don't change your settings, you'll get 100 emails a day from each, one from each group. If you go in there, you can set it to once a day, once a week, or never. So you have your choices to how you want to do that.
Excellent. And then we had sort of a question comment. Someone indicated that it seems as though there is now a checkbox for working remotely. Could you clarify the comments about the checkboxes for remote work?
Remote working, okay. Let me see if it's, the only place I have found is where it says city, state, or zip code. They want you to put in remote, and then you can sort by, and it'll come up jobs in remote. These are all the jobs. There are 42,000 remote jobs on LinkedIn. So now you can sort by most relevant, the date, the company, experience level, probably location as well. So if you just go to go to the jobs tab at the top, select remote, and every single remote job will come up. Now, I tried virtual, that doesn't show up. It's only remote jobs that will show up.
And Bruce, is there an option then for folks who are interested in remote work to indicate that they are interested in remote work?
I don't recall seeing it. Hang on just a second. I think there may be, when you go into job opportunities, let's see what it says here. Hang on a second. job titles, only recruiters. You can start editing, full-time contact. Yep, remote. You can go in there and edit your job preferences through remote, temporary or volunteer or internship.
Great, thank you. And that's all we have through chat right now.
Okay, hang on just a second. I'll get back to the PowerPoint. Oops, share. Okay, PowerPoint back.
Yes, it is.
Okie doke. God, I'm only halfway through. Okay, here we go. Insanity, doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting the same results. A lot of people use LinkedIn as a resume, and that's the wrong thing to do because they think their LinkedIn and their resume are the same thing. It is not. I can tell you for a fact, my resume is 2 pages. My LinkedIn profile is 26. Right now, I'm going to try and teach you some of the rules of the game so that you can play better than anyone else. And one of the things is the difference between the almost right word and the right word is really a large matter. This Twain fellow is a smart guy. It's the difference between the lightning bug and lightning. And the reason I say that is people always bring keywords from their resume and try to import them or use them on LinkedIn. LinkedIn isn't concerned with your keywords. They are concerned with skills and skill sets. So anytime I work with anyone on LinkedIn, if their keyword matches a LinkedIn skill, that's fine. But if it isn't in the skills list, and there are 38,000 skills on LinkedIn, then I don't put it on the profile. It's that simple. And that's one of the reasons I say you have to use skills. Right? This is part of the game and you have to learn how to play it. And what I'm showing you here is you can rearrange your skills to mirror your headline and your summary section. If you right click on this, they call it a hamburger, and you can drag, if you left click and hold it, and you can drag it down to any place on your LinkedIn profile. But you want to pin your top 3 skills to the top of your link, to the top of the skills section, because those are the ones you want to be endorsed for most. Those are the ones you want to be found for the most. Now, I applied, or I looked at a job for my daughter, and I noticed on the right-hand side, it's how you match. And LinkedIn doesn't match keywords. Like I said, they aren't concerned with keywords on LinkedIn. They're matching the skills they have and the skill set that the company needs to apply for the job. So my daughter matched 6 of the 10 skills. And so as long as it's more than half of the skills match, I had her apply for the position. So make sure that you use skills on your profile, in your summary section, and in your experience section as well, because that's what LinkedIn is looking for. Now, this is images from the LinkedIn Recruiter tool. LinkedIn Recruiter tool. And what they'll do is they will be giving a job rec for a project manager. And this is just the beginning of the search. They have 7,700 total candidates on LinkedIn for this position. 3,600 have company connections. So that's a very important thing on LinkedIn, is to be connected to someone at the company. And LinkedIn sees this, it's right here. And then it'll also show you past experience. Do you have any past applicants that are, or applications that apply to this position? And probably the most one of the most important parts is the last part. It's engaged with the talent brand. In other words, if you're following the company, you have connections at the company puts out an update, and you like the update, or you comment on the update, or you share the update, LinkedIn will be notified about this. And it will actually tell the recruiter that you are a company follower. So make sure you follow, make sure you engage, like, share, and connect on LinkedIn. Now, I'm going to show this page again, because on the recruiter tool, this is how they list the different filters for searching. They'll start with job titles, the location, skills, and companies. The second part, after companies, are schools, industries, and down at the bottom, they have keywords. They're also view more. If you have the recruiter tool, there are about 20 more search filters to go through: the size of the company, the people in the company, the head count, everything. But they relegate the keywords to practically the last search term on, or the last search filter on the search profile. So I'm going to stop there for just a minute. Like I said, I'll send out the video for the YouTube, how the recruiters use it. I'll send out a link for the PowerPoint. I'll send out job company, the 10 largest companies and the 10 largest HR companies, so that you'll be able to connect with these people on LinkedIn. So hopefully.
Thanks, Bruce. It looks like we did have one question over chat.
Okay.
How do we test drive the name for a skill?
Okay, hang on a second. Let me see if I can go to new share. Where is it? Okay, here it is. See if I can get back to it. Okay. If you go down, if you want to test drive a skill, you go down to your profile, somewhere down here. Okay, skills and endorsements. Click in add a new skill. And I'm just going to start typing marketing. And this will give you a drop down of the most searched skills under marketing. And if you scroll down, there should be about 10 of them. Now, the thing is, if you just use the term marketing, that's pretty generic. You may want to go in maybe online marketing or email marketing. The difference is marketing may be searched 1 million times. Online marketing may be 900,000, product marketing 800,000, email marketing 700,000. So these are the top 10 terms that people are looking for here: marketing management, integrated marketing, search engine marketing, mobile marketing, trade, sports, sales, content, Facebook, international, and multi-channel. So you have all of these options. Pick the highest one. I would not select marketing. I would want to be a little bit more strategic. Pick one that's more closely related to what you do. Maybe just content marketing, and then add that to your profile. Or you may want to go all the way to the top and select one of the other marketings. I'm going to go back in. Okay. Online marketing or product marketing. So that's the way that you select the skills. The one that's the highest rank that applies to you the best. Oh, you may want to use 2 or 3 of them. Okay.
Great. Bruce, we did have just a couple more questions through chat. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Okay, great. If you have the skills but not the job title, how can you beat the person with the job title?
You can put the job, in other words, if they don't have the current job title, but that's their next step in their progression of advancement for work, I would put that in your headline, because that's the job title that you're going for, and most recruiters will know that's what you're searching for. Is instead of marketing assistant, maybe put in marketing manager. They'll know that you're looking for a marketing management position. They'll take a look at your whole profile to see your progression through your different jobs. And I would use your headline to market yourself that way, and so that you get the next position. I know you can't artificially make up a position and put the position you want in there, and LinkedIn would do research on that, and they'd find you out in a hurry, especially if they looked at your resume as well.
Great. And someone asked, is there a limit to the number of skills that you can have on your LinkedIn profile?
Yes, the skills are 50, and choose them wisely. Look at other people's profiles. If you want to be an IT manager, go up in the search box up here and search for an IT manager, and look at their profiles. Let's go to people. I wanted people. Okay, why isn't it not coming up? People. People. All right. Director of IT. Okay, here. Let's just go to, oh, and this is a job post. Oh, hang on a second. I got to go back to home. That's why. Always start at home. Okay, then you want to select people. And we'll look at Tony. And he has 2 connections. That's not a very good one. Let's go to someone else. Hang on a second. Susan. Let's go to Susan. All right. She has over 500 connections. She has an experience section. Here's her. Look at the skills that she's being endorsed for. Look at the skills that she has as an IT person. See if you have the same skills on your LinkedIn profile. Make sure you do. Technical recruiting, internet recruiting, IT recruitment. So use the skills. Look at other people's profiles. Do it anonymously, like I showed you at the beginning, and you'll be able to. If you don't want Susan to think you're stalking her. So do it anonymously, then switch it back on to full profile view, and that's how you can search for skills and use them.
Great. And then someone asked, the skills database is filled with noise and duplicates. How do you find the terms that are used more often by recruiters?
Depends on the recruiter and the recruiting company. Now, they say the skills are full of noise. I don't quite understand what they meant by, if you select a skill, are they talking about hashtags, or are they talking about skills? Skills are very definitive. You only have so many to work with. And the ones that recruiters, well, look at that one for that person there. That was an IT recruiter. Those are some of the skills that she has. If you're an IT, I would suggest looking to see what kind of IT jobs are out there. And if you go to the job section, IT manager, look at the jobs that they're posting. And here are some of the top skills that they're looking for IT managers. Use the job section for search terms for skills that IT people are searching for. And don't just use one, search 3 or 4 or 5 people to get an idea, or 3 or 4 or 5 jobs to get an idea of what terms or what skills they are using to find someone's search. Now, in IT, it might be the different languages. If you're in Java or whatever, it makes a difference as to what skills that you have, but just make sure at the job posting, look at the skills that they want you to have in the job posting, and they'll have those posted there as well.
Great, and it looks like we have one more question through chat.
Okay.
How do you post to let your network know you are looking for a position, what you are looking for, and how they can help you?
That is a fun one. If you want to let your network know and not let the whole world know, is you go to your profile. Let's see if we got here. No, we don't want to go to profile. We go to home. And you want to just select your connections. You don't want to select everyone. You want to let your connection, there is no definitive way to let just your connections know. They used to have it where you could select 50 connections at a time and send them out a post that you're looking for a job. The only problem with that is if you select 50 and someone responds, all 50 are going to get the response. So that kind of put the kibosh on using messaging through this. But I found out if you use a post, but only make it to your connections, no one else on LinkedIn will get it. So if you only have 500 connections on LinkedIn, this would be the best way to go. This will give all your connections, provided they use LinkedIn frequently, access to what you're looking for. Tell them what you're looking for, what kind of job, you know, what kind of transportation. And if it's not on LinkedIn, then use the 3-foot rule. Anytime you're within 3 feet, well, actually 6 feet now. Anytime you're within 6 feet of someone, let them know that you're in job search. Tell them what kind of job search you're looking for, and see if they can help you out. You never know. A friend of mine was talking to somebody in line at Mariano's one day, and the guy said, well, I worked there. And he got him a lead. He didn't get the position, but he said, send me your resume and I'll forward it to the hiring manager. So you never know when you're going to run into somebody where they'll help you out if you're looking for a job. And with 33 million people out of a job now in the US, yeah, there are a lot of people out there.
Bruce, we actually had one more question snuck in just at the last minute, if you don't mind.
No, go ahead.
All right. I've heard that if you're unemployed, it's not a good idea to let anyone on LinkedIn know. What are your thoughts?
On the contrary, you don't want to broadcast it on LinkedIn, but you have to. The last day that you have, my job was eliminated in January of 2009. I was on the payroll and I had severance pay through April of 2009. So that was the last day that I put for my employment. After that, I didn't have a position for actually what I did do, and I'll send a list. This will be one of the lists or attachments that I send out. It'll give you a list of job titles you can put on your LinkedIn profile when you're job searching. And the reason you want to have a job search complete profile on LinkedIn is if your profile isn't complete on LinkedIn, in other words, you have a current position, your profile ranking will be 95%. And when LinkedIn search algorithm goes through for the search, they search for the first thing is LinkedIn profiles that are 100% complete, then profiles that are 95% complete. So what will happen is they may have a run through, and with all the people unemployed, on a search results, you get 100 search results. You may not show up if you only have 95% complete profile. So I have a listing of different job titles and different companies that you can use at your discretion. I'm not saying you have to, but it's a lot easier to fill a position if you have a current position at the time. So I would make sure that they have something in the current position in order to have a complete profile. Okay, I got to get back to new share. Where's my PowerPoint? Okay, share. Okay, back to Einstein. Where are we? Here we go. Come on. There. Okay, contact information. Next one. All right. Managing active status. So I think, well, yeah, I did go over through all of this. I just wanted to follow up and show you the 3 different selections on active. I had it at one time, my connections only, which I changed it to all LinkedIn members because you want everybody to know that you're active on LinkedIn. This is new on LinkedIn, creating a poll. And I have been inundated with my connections sending out, creating polls on LinkedIn. I used it once. I got a response of 10 people, and I haven't used it since because I've been getting inundated with other people's polls. One nice thing that's new within the last few weeks is LinkedIn has sent interview prep set up for job seekers. You go to the jobs tab and you click on interview prep, and LinkedIn will send you information about, it'll give you, they want some quick answers or a video response, that depends. You have the opportunity to either answer the questions in written form or a video recording form. Now, if you don't feel comfortable recording a video clip, they also provide you an avenue to consider assessments that have been written. So you may want to take advantage of that if you have that. Now, they're rolling some of these things out. I have it right now, but other people don't have it yet. So be on the lookout for this when you go into the job search tab on LinkedIn. And I'm asked this question all the time, quality versus quantity. And I keep telling people within quantity is quality. Right now on LinkedIn, there's 678 million people. I have a network of 6,500 connections, and I'm in 99 groups, which makes my network visibility on LinkedIn of 21 million people. So out of 678 million, only 21 million people on LinkedIn can see me, and I can only see those 21 million people, period. The only exception, the recruiter tool, they say it's unlimited, but I don't think they can see all 678 million. I think might be limited geographically, like the United States, or maybe by country. And that little red dot at the bottom is a person that had 400 connections, and their network size was 1 million people. So if someone searches for me and I'm in social media and they search for the person with the 400 connections and they are in social media, look at the advantage I'm going to have on visibility over those other people. The other thing is, if I'm connected to 6,500 people, and one of the things that LinkedIn uses to judge people or how they rank is endorsements for skills. And I have 6,500 people. If all 6,500 of my connections vote for the one skill, 60, social media, versus the other person with 400 connections, only 400 people can endorse them for social media. So I'm not an open networker or LinkedIn open networker. LinkedIn open networkers will accept anybody that's breathing. I have some prerequisites on mine. I want people that have a complete profile. I want people that have a headline. I want someone that has something in their summary. They've been endorsed. They have skills. A lot of times people will try to connect with me and they don't have any of this. So I don't connect, because 9 times out of 10, I end up getting spammed. But the people that want just to only connect with their network, people they've had coffee with, then that's their choice, and I'm going to leave them up to you. I'm just showing you the advantages and or disadvantages of having a small network versus a large network. Okay, anything about networks now?
First, we did have a question come into the chat on the last round. That was, when you are in create a post, what does adding a hashtag do?
Adding a hashtag. I actually do a presentation just on hashtags, so I don't have another hour and a half. Hashtags are a form of search. All the platforms use it, Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. So if you want to search for someone in IT, you put the hashtag in front of the letters IT. And let me see if I can show you this on my LinkedIn profile. And you can search for hashtags, and I'm just going to put in hashtag, and I'll put in marketing. So do you want to find hashtags by people? Hashtag marketing jobs under hashtags. Let's go to people hashtags. You can go to your home page. You see all these people have marketing in their profiles. Let's go to, and you can use it for search on the home page. If you go to, I actually have some hashtags on the left over here. Digital marketing is one of the hashtags. And so at the top of my homepage, it'll say digital marketing. There are 27 million people following digital marketing. And these are the people that are posting about digital marketing. So you can go through here. You may want to refine this a little bit. And you can do that by up on the top, the little drop down area. You can use the top posts or the most recent posts for marketing. So you can go through the most recent ones and see what's going on. I try to find stuff. I usually go through recent first. Default is the top most hashtags, but you use hashtags for search. Now, if you're following a company and they have content on their LinkedIn profile and you want to engage with it, you can use the hashtag they used in that post, and then that way they know that you're not only engaging them, but you're also using the same hashtag. So that may raise your rank in search for that company just by using the hashtag that they're using in their company pages. So it's used for search. Mainly, it's used for jobs. It's used for marketing. It's usually for finding content. And the neat thing is, if say a company like Nike has just do it as their hashtag, so every time you follow that hashtag, every time Nike posts that just do it, you can follow what they're doing, you're keeping tabs on them, and kind of like a ninja hashtag search. And every time they post on LinkedIn, it'll come up. So hashtags you can use in a multitude of ways. Go back to search, questions, share. Okay, now this is something new I found not too long ago, like a couple days ago. When you like or comment or share on someone's post, LinkedIn gives you the opportunity. I mean, they'll fill it in for you. This will help me do this. What about this? This will give you conversation points to start with, so you can engage with the person that placed this post on LinkedIn. And it just gives you an opportunity to connect with someone you may not have connected with before, just through a posting that they had on LinkedIn. Another thing I wanted to, and I forgot this is actually out of sequence. Who can see your LinkedIn email? Who can see your email address? Here are the opportunities. You can have only me, which is kind of a waste of time. Your first degree, it used to be everyone was first degree connections. Now you have option for first and second degree connections. And if you're in job search, you better select the last one, everyone on LinkedIn. You want them to be able to reach you no matter what. Now, a lot of people, I can tell you right now, a lot of recruiters don't even know to use the contact information on LinkedIn. So that's why I tell them to put it in the very first line of your about section, because even the recruiters don't know about it yet. And it's been that way for probably 6 months at least. Visibility on LinkedIn, off of LinkedIn. If you go to your public profile settings, you can edit your visibility. And if you aren't careful, if you hit the wrong key, you want to make sure that your profile has public profile visibility is switched to on. Because here's what happens if you inadvertently hit the wrong button. They can see your profile, but they can't see your picture. So they're assuming that for whatever reason, you don't know how, you're afraid to, or you're hiding something because you're not showing your picture. You want your picture on your profile so that recruiters can judge you ahead of time and not wait till they get on a Zoom call and see that you have white hair and wrinkles and all kinds of things like that. So make sure that you have your setting set correctly so that your profile picture comes up so that it's visible. You make it visible to everyone. This is my daughter's Apple LinkedIn Access. This is a robust LinkedIn headline. If you have a premium account, if you have used an Apple phone, not on desktop, phone, you can expand your LinkedIn headline from 120 characters to 220. So I took advantage of this just to see if it worked. I had my daughter sign out of her LinkedIn profile. I signed into her on her iPhone and signed into my LinkedIn profile, and I was able to add social media manager, social media marketing, and podcaster to my minimized Android headline. So if you have someone in the family, you've got kids that have an iPhone, of course you have to have the premium account. Luckily, I have the premium account, and my daughter did too for school. So this will give you a chance to use more verbiage, more search terms. Now, Allison, I told you earlier I had saved the best for last. And this is towards the end of the presentation. you notice on my headline, it's up at the top, I reinforced my headline in my About section, in my About section after my email address and introduction. And I copied it exactly. 3 weeks ago, when I was on a Zoom conference call with an IT recruiter, we tried some searching. And we found out that LinkedIn no longer searches the headline for skills or search terms. He searched for the word differently, and I misspelled it intentionally. So he went to his recruiter tool. He just copied the word differently with the I in it and pasted it into his search box. There were 26 results, and my profile was none of them. But it did show differently that I showed up on one of the pages. But it said that it was in my About section, not in my headline. So if you're going to use the headline for being found, for search terms, and for skills, I highly suggest, no, I'm not highly suggest, just do it. Put your headline in the About section verbatim, like you have it in your headline, in your About section, so that you will be found for those search terms and those skills. And the IT recruiter that we were working with searched a different term on my headline. And again, he didn't find it because it was in my headline. I showed up on another, I think it was second or third. It showed up coming from my experience section on my LinkedIn profile, not my headline, because he was able to break it out by headline or experience or summary section. So summary section, headline is no longer searched by LinkedIn for the terms, because I guess everybody was trying to stuff it with search terms and skills so that they would show up higher in ranking. So if you want to work with me, I'll send you this PowerPoint. And here's my information. Any last Q&A?
Bruce, we did have another one come through chat.
Okay.
In my profile, it shows the posts that I liked. Who can see my posts that I liked, and how can I remove some of those liked posts from my profile?
Okay, let me see if I can do it. Hang on a second. Let's go to, all right. View profile. I will go to activity, see all. Okay, here's what I liked. I actually liked this one. Okay, up in the right-hand corner is an ellipsis. It won't let you delete it. It won't let you hide it. Usually it'll let you edit. Let me check this. Check this ellipsis, save, copy, send, edit. Oh, now for some reason, I wonder why. Well, you know what you would have to do? You can't even do that. I was going to say, so you go back to the, and you can't unlike it. You can't delete. If you put out something that you did, and I put this post out, I can delete the post because I placed it. But on liking something, you are not allowed, can't even edit it. You have to, yeah, no, you can't do it, unfortunately. So if she placed it, liked her own post, she can delete it or edit it. But if she likes someone else's, it won't allow you to retrieve the like.
Bruce, we had someone make a comment that, well, they asked, can you click on the like button at the bottom to get rid of a like?
Oh, down here?
Yeah.
No, that's just going, well, let me, I guess I can like it again. Let me, yeah, it won't let me try. Okay, it let me love it, but I don't know why. Let me see if I can, no. It will update it, but it won't let me. Oh, there it is. What you want to do, okay. If your profile is showing, click on the like button and it will delete it. Let me see. This is the one I loved. So, okay. Okay. Nope, didn't go away. It took the like away. So I added the love and that's going to show up, but it won't let me now delete it. No, okay, so I'll like it. Hopefully you'll be able to edit it. I'm not sure. It's probably because I have two different, I have a like and love, and it let me change the option, but it didn't let me delete it altogether.
Okay, the next question, when a job listing lists promoted, what does that mean?
That means the company, say IBM or Microsoft, paid for an ad to place that and is promoted in your LinkedIn feed. You can't delete it, edit it, or hide it. It's promoted, and LinkedIn is taking money to place that promoted job in your feed.
Okay, and we had a question. You mentioned becoming a LinkedIn expert. How did you do that?
Well, the definition of a LinkedIn expert is 10 years or 10,000 hours of experience. I'm at 11 and 11, but that's just in any industry. 10 years and 10,000 hours is experience. I actually have emails endorsing me for LinkedIn groups, LinkedIn, and LinkedIn Visual Media. I have emails from LinkedIn telling me that I am an expert. I'm just using their words, and I have them placed on my profile so that I'm not just bragging about it. There was some place on here, trying to remember where it is. Oh, how to add visual media to your LinkedIn profile. I have a video on here. Well, I received this email from LinkedIn. Thanks for being a member. We're impressed with your visual content. We want to feature your profile to educate others about using visual media. And so I have to be stupid not to share my story. So I shared my story. LinkedIn sought me out. I didn't, go after. And then there are a couple other areas on here where I have letters. They say I'm an expert on LinkedIn groups and that I was an expert on LinkedIn, and they want to know if I would help other people with LinkedIn. So that's how it takes 10 years. It takes a community.
Great, that's all I have in the chat. Does anybody else want to ask Bruce any questions? This might be your last opportunity in this program.
Yeah, and it's 7:59. Not bad. I thought for sure it would run over. So no. Anyone else questions?
Okay. If you are coming in now, how do you add media to your profile?
Okay, let's go to my profile. Where's my profile? Okay, under experienced section, sees it here. No, edit. No, let's go edit. If you edit a section on your profile, down at the bottom of that section is an area. It'll ask you if you want to upload, say, a video, or if you have a link on your profile or a link on your computer somewhere, you can add a video. And the reason LinkedIn selected my profile to show people about visual media, I had all 4 types of visual media that they were looking for. I had photos, I had PowerPoints, I had papers, and I had video. Those are the 4 types that you have. And because a lot of people had just videos, I used everything that to my advantage on LinkedIn, so I could showcase not only my writing, but my audio visual, which is mediocre at best. So you have to upload or link it, and then it'll show up on your profile. You can add it to your summary section, and you can add it to an experience section. And it used to be able to add it to your education section. I don't know if that's still possible. I haven't done that in a while.
Okay.
And so that's how you do it.
Excellent. We did have a question, and I think this is a pretty broad question, but maybe you can provide just a little bit of guidance. What is the best way to get started creating a LinkedIn profile for someone who doesn't have one?
Just getting started. Complete all the sections to the best of your ability. Make sure you have a picture. You don't necessarily have to have a banner background image, but make sure you have a picture. Personalize your LinkedIn URL so it has just your name. Have an about, have a story. Oh, that's another thing I can add. I have what I call the perfect LinkedIn about section, and it's 5. It tells you if they want it, have them send me an email. I'll send them, the perfect, it used to be called summary. I'll send that to them, but have a summary section, fill out your experience, join some groups. You have to have at least 5 skills listed. You don't have to join 100 groups. Start out, I think you can only join 15 at a time. Join 15 at a time. If you want me to send you the list of the largest groups, that's 10 right there, the 10 largest. And then skills, at least 5. If you fill out 5, make it at least 10, and follow some companies that you want to work for. That's probably the best thing I can tell them to do.
Okay, great. And do we have any other questions for Bruce?
Nope.
Looks like that might be it, Bruce.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you. I enjoyed it.
Great. Everybody have a great night, and thank you so much for coming.